Um, the Messianic congregation is something that is, it's new and it's old. You know, during the first century, uh, the New Testament biblical faith was very much a Jewish expression, but many Gentiles joined it to be a follower of the God of Israel and the Messiah, Yeshua. Yeshua means salvation in Hebrew. Now, that got transliterated into Jesus, which is the Greek. It got anglicized into Jesus, but so when we're talking about Yeshua, that's who we're talking about, is Jesus the Messiah. And now, Christ was not his last name. No, it was a title. It's still his title. So it means, it means the anointed one. So when we're saying, when church says Christ, that's actually an anglicized version of the Greek Christos. And Christos is a translation of Hamashiach, which was the Hebrew. It means anointed one. So that's how it was during the first century, Jews and Gentiles worshiping together. And lo and behold, as we're coming down to the end of the age, we have something going on that is the same. Now we have an audience of many hundreds of people each Saturday morning, and people watch us in other countries as well. 25, sometimes as many as 35 countries tune us in because the Messianic movement is taken by many people as being a barometer of the end times. So, now, of course, our country is still undergoing this terrible, terrible difficulty of the pandemic, COVID virus, and it's just every day on the news. And for a very short period of time, suddenly it wasn't on the news because it was preempted by the demonstrations, the violence, and that seemed to succeed. That would be God. Yes, Lord. Okay, I got it. All right, will do. Thank you. Says I should preach the gospel. So we're going to do that. That's what there it was. You were a witness. The telephone call came through and said we should preach the gospel. Well, preaching the gospel, boy, does that sound like a heavy thing? I mean, it sounds like a heavy doctrinal religious thing. But the gospel means good news. Actually, it's great news. And that's what our country, that's what the world needs right now, is we kind of need an encouragement. I mean, people are discouraged. And just at the time that the country's going, I hesitate to say a form of depression, but I mean, it's very discouraging if you're a business person, if you're a workaday person on a salary, and the rules are so very difficult to follow. Here in California, they're very elaborate in the rules to follow. But we here at Ohav Shalom, we just do a simple thing. We preach the gospel because that's what God said, and we consider that we're answering to a higher authority. So just at the time that the country really needs some encouragement, something to lift our spirits, That's a function. That is a function of a New Testament, a New Covenant congregation, is to be an encouragement to the population. That's a function, is to bring the good news, to bring the great news that we don't have to die. Oh, they may destroy our physical bodies, but that doesn't mean that's the end of us. No, we have solved, the Messiah solved the dying problem. So we have an encouraging message. We have a whole new outlook for the world to look at and for the believers to hang on to during this time of great discouragement. And accentuating the discouragement is, let's shut down all the churches. I mean, talk about it seems diabolical that just at the time that we need the New Testament and Old Testament message, that's the time to shut it down so those people do not have a voice. They don't have we cannot be hearing this. No, the rules. We have a lot of rules, and you better accept all the rules, or you can't meet. No. Under these very special circumstances, here in California, we got 13 pages of regulations about what you need to do in order to hold a 1-hour service during the week. You know, no offering plate, no singing. People are wearing a mask. 13 pages of those rules. They make it so very difficult that the word of encouragement out to the society has largely been silenced. But not here. Here, we're answering to another higher authority that says, you get out there and preach the gospel and I'll take care of the rest. And we hang on to that and we say, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And when nobody understands our motive, when nobody understands what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it, we just, we can't be all swallowed up in everybody's opinion. We can't be all swallowed up in this is acceptable and that's unacceptable. No. We have one sure thing, and that is to keep our eyes on the Messiah.